Animation is a wonderful thing that we all wish to get better at. So I'm going to give you 3 tips that have really changed how I animate. Also, Happy New Year, everyone. It's 2025, so let's make it a great one. And definitely going to be uploading more and more videos this year than I ever have. So subscribe and look forward to that. So number 1 is to stop sketching. Sometimes what you'll do is you'll do your rough animation and then do an entire extra sketch over that. At least that's what I used to do, to get your character's likeness down, all the props, all the extra details. That's not necessary. You don't have to do all that. Sketching these layers can be time consuming and tedious, and most times it is avoidable if you have a very good reference sheet. I'd recommend putting more time into making several drawings of your characters at different angles, or getting some anatomy online and using that as a basis to create one of your own, than making these sketches. Because if you focus on keeping consistent proportions, you can just go straight into the line work right over the rough animation. The sketch isn't really necessary, or incorporate more sketching elements into your rough animation process that will also cut out the middleman of sketch layers. This definitely isn't a beginner thing. It takes a little bit of comfort in the app you're using to animate, as well as the characters that you're drawing. But once you can master it and once you can do it comfortably, you're going to save yourself hours of time. Number 2 is to use photos instead of onion skin occasionally. The onion skin is a great tool, and it's a staple for 2D animation and 3D animation, but it's something that will allow you to see your previous and next frame, which will allow you to do in between frames. The onion skin is a crucial part of animation. It always has been and it always will be, but sometimes I find that it can get in the way when you're trying to make a high quality drawing. Having the lines kind of in my space while I'm working, even though you can edit your onion skins in several apps to adjust them to your specifications, sometimes it's better to just turn them off altogether, pull up an image of your previous frame on the side or in a separate screen, and just work off of that. I find you can get really good results with this, and for me at least, it makes it easier to keep my characters on model, especially when the rough animation underneath is helping me keep all the proportions consistent. Now, I will turn it on and off occasionally during this process anyway, because at the end of the day, onion skinning is important, but sometimes turn it off, see what you can do without it. I've made entire animations where after I get the basic in-betweening done, I don't use my onion skin at all, or very minimally, or I'll flick it on and off throughout, but a lot of times I'm just working with the onion skin off and a reference up next to me. And most times, if you follow step 1 properly of creating good rough animation, you can just do the line work over that. All the proportions are the same, and if you know what the character looks like, how they're supposed to look, you can pretty much just draw them as if you're drawing an illustration, because you are, and just cut out the onion skin altogether. Now, I feel like I should reiterate, I'm not saying don't use the onion skin, and I'm not saying it's not good. I'm just saying sometimes there's a place where you might not need it, or you can go without it. So just keep an open mind. And the final tip that you might not want to hear, but it's very important: become a master of gesture drawing. What that means is sitting down, grabbing an illustration tool. I don't know why I said it like that, but you know what I mean. Grabbing something and just ripping out a bunch of drawings, repetitive drawings of anatomy and different angles and poses and perspective. This will build up your muscle memory, it'll build up your image library in your mind, and will allow you to make your rough animation quicker and have a better grasp of characters, how they move, how they should look and be proportioned, which will allow you to skip the sketching and go straight to the line work even easier. What made this easy for me was that I make comics and a lot of other things as well as animation, so I'm drawing all day, every day, all the time, so I was able to get those hours in and that practice in fairly organically, And animation has made me better at comics, comics has made me better at animation, and pretty much everything I do coincides with that. But for you, if you don't have other illustration activities, focus on practicing. It will really enhance your animation, whether you realize it right away or not. And yeah, those are just 3 tips that, in my opinion and in my experience, have really taken my animation to the next level. I'm still growing and learning, but I will definitely let you know that this has sped up my process and it has made it a lot smoother, easier, and just overall better. If these tips resonate with you, if you try some of them, definitely let me know in the comments. Or if you have your own tips, share it with everyone. We all want to grow as animators and artists together on this channel. And yeah, check out these videos that I'm being recommended to you right now. They are good, trust me. I also have time lapses on my channel showing my animation process where you can see me following a lot of these steps, so definitely check that out if you're interested.